Okay, hello Chevra. Today we're going to learn a little piece of the Kedushas Levi. Very big piece, but little in length. Now the pasuk says, the beginning of our Parsha, V'yomer Hashem al Moshe. Hashem says to Moshe, Bo el Paro, come to Paro. Why? Ki ani ichbadati es libo. Because I've hardened his heart. So Kedushas Levi asks, why here does it say Bo el Paro? Come to Paro. What should it say? Go to Paro. Especially we're talking about someone who's a Rasha, who's evil like Paro is. We're going to say come to him, be close to him. Coming close to him reflects Moshe being close. As opposed to go can reflect even a distance. And in other places it says lech, go to instead of come towards. That's the first question. Now, the Kedushas Levi begins to answer by saying, when it says there's two ways that Hashem can make a miracle happen. Hashem can make a miracle happen by just completely stopping it in its tracks. Someone wants to do something negative, and for whatever reason, they try, and it stops. The other way is that he changes their actual ratzon. He changes their actual desire, where they wanted to do something evil, and in the end, Hashem does a miracle where they don't even want to anymore. That's called Ichbadati es Libo. Where else do we see that? We see that with Achashverosh. Achashverosh seems like this wishy-washy character. On the one hand, he's Haman's, buddy, and the next hand, he's Esther's husband. Now, he's kind of playing all these different sides, being this nuanced person. Who is Achashverosh truly? Is he evil? Is he kind? In the end of it, he protects the Jews. Not only does he protect the Jews, he gives them the ability to have revenge, and he takes away those that were evil, and he even gives us the ability to protect ourselves. Now, that is called Ichbadati es Libo, that Hashem has taken control through a nace of this person's ratzon. That's a different kind of miracle. So we see here this connection between Achashverosh and Paro. What is the connection? The Berditchever says that if we look at the months, the Medrash says that every Makkah was in a different month. So if we look at the Makkah, we see that Chetzi Nisan, that halfway through Nisan was Makkah's Bechoros. That means Makkah's Arbe, right? The locust, Haya B'tchila B'chetzi Shvat. This is in Shvat. Okay, so we said this right now, where it says this exact part of the pasuk, what we're talking about is saying this happened in Shvat, Shloshim Yom Kodem LePurim, right? In Chetzi Shvat, Shloshim Yom Kodem LePurim, 30 days before Purim, and we know that we're supposed to reflect and review and focus on the holidays 30 days before. We say in Kedusha Bli Achana, there's no way to connect to the holiness of something without a proper mindfulness, preparation, kavana, intention. You need to spend time focusing on what you're doing, just like you don't just jump into anything, right? You spend some time working up towards it. And that's how it goes with Kedusha. When it comes to Purim, we have to start preparing for Purim. So, l'chaim, we have to start preparing for Purim. So what are we going to do? It says this is the way we're preparing for Purim. This connection between Paro to Achashverosh. Now when it says, V'zeh remez ki ani ichbadati es libo, shelibo masor eitzli, that Moshe was saying, there's kind of the subtext here, where Moshe is saying, ki ani ichbadati es libo, Moshe says, how can I go to Paro? How can I put myself in a position where I'm going to be with such a spiritually dangerous person? And what does Hashem write back? Hashem says right back to him, Ani ichbadati es libo, I've got your back, don't worry. Now oftentimes we think we can't be somewhere, we can't deal with something, we're struggling with something, with a Paro in our life, and we feel it is bigger than us, and we feel we can't Bo el Paro, we can't come to that situation with our head held high. We can't show up there, and we can't do our thing. Why? Because we feel overpowered by it. What is Hashem's answer? Ani ichbadati es libo. I've hardened his heart. Don't worry, his heart belongs to me. You're my guy. And that's what Hashem is saying to Moshe, and really, he's saying to all of us, is that when we are in a face-off with a Paro, we can either think this Paro is much bigger than us, much more powerful, or we say, just like Hashem did Nisim, just like Hashem did miracles, where he did a miracle against Achashverosh, that not only did he stop his plan, but he actually turned it around the opposite, completely flipped it on its head. So too here with Paro, not only did we stop being enslaved, at this exact moment, Chbadati es Libo says, get out of here. Get out of here. Now he completely flipped it on its head. Hashem should bless us that whenever we're dealing with a Paro, we should realize Hashem has the koach, Hashem has the power to Ichbadati es Libo, to change the heart completely, to completely change the plan in a completely different way, on a global level, on a national level, and also on an individual level. Whatever it is that you as an individual are dealing with, V'yomer Hashem al Moshe Bo al Paro, show up against that Paro. Don't be afraid of it. You're more powerful than it. Why? Ki ani ichbadati es libo, because I've got your back. because I've got your back, and I can harden his heart. His heart is silly putty in God's hands. So Hashem should bless us to continue to have confidence, to realize that we can come and show up against any power that comes our way.